everyone, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to do this effect. It's like a scarring thing, like, you know, from Lion King, where the guy gets it through the eye. You can also do this on parts of your cheek, or like if you want it on your arm. I know I did an effect on my forearm before. It's really all up to you. I just thought it'd be cool to do an effect like this. So enjoy. If you have any comments or questions, go ahead and comment below. Give it a like, give it a favorite, subscribe if you want more, and also comment below if you want any certain special effects or any videos in general. Thanks for watching.
For this look, you're going to be using translucent or setting powder, a foundation and or concealer of your choice, some kind of stick glue. I'm using Elmer's stick glue. You're also going to need a setting blood and a liquid blood. I made both of these by myself, and I will be doing a tutorial on them later, but you can just use store-bought ones or some kind of your homemade stuff. You're also going to need scar wax, and if you're going to leave it on for a while, I recommend using spirit gum to keep the scar wax on. You're also going to need liquid latex and some kind of red paint. I'm going to be using a cream paint, so you're going to use a sponge and a brush for the liquid latex, the blood, and also that paint. So what you're going to start doing is just cover the part of the eyebrow or whatever part, if there's any hair of where you're putting the scar, just cover in Elmer's glue. It sounds kind of lame, but you know, it's going to be a lot easier to get out. And now you have to let it completely dry. And just, you'll feel when it's dry, it's pretty easy. Now what I'm doing right now is taking a bit of scar wax and also covering my hands in lotion so the scar wax doesn't stick. And I'm just kind of rolling it and putting it on the top, covering my eyebrow and top part of my eye. If you're going to do it over your eye, you do 2 parts of scar wax. You'll do it up to your eyelid, make sure you don't go over your eyelid, and then you'll go under your eyelid. And it's pretty simple to just get a straight line. I mean, you can draw it if you really want to. And right now I'm just taking the scar wax and smudging it out so it looks more natural with the skin. This is the part, if you were going to keep it on for a long amount of time, you would put the spirit gum under it. Right now what I'm doing is just covering the scar wax in a few layers of liquid latex. You do it 1 layer at a time, you let it dry. You can use a blow dryer on a low setting if you really want it to dry faster, but I had time, so I'm just kind of letting it dry naturally. Basically, this is just going to seal it and, you know. Right now I'm just continuing the line so it's easier for me to tell just where I'm drawing stuff. I just used a red eyebrow pencil that I just had in an old kit of mine. It takes a while to dry, and I was too lazy to go get a dryer or anything. Right now, all I'm doing is just making a little mark with a blunt knife, just one of those cheap plasticky knives, and I'm just making a mark in the scar wax and cutting through the liquid latex so it has a little more dimension, so it looks like it was cut and then it's swelling up. It's not that hard of a thing to do, and it's optional. Now all I'm going to be doing is just matching the scar wax to my skin tone and the liquid latex, so I'm taking my normal foundation and I'm covering it, and I'm also going to be using a concealer if needed, which I'm doing. You don't need a concealer. Most of the time it's pretty easy just to stick some foundation, and what I just did was normal translucent powder. It's not hard to do. Now I'm going to be covering, sloppily covering the cut that I made with the plastic knife. It's not hard. You can go around it too. It's just to give it a bruisey effect, like it's fresh. And then, of course, you're going to be taking, if you want to, I was taking a bit of blue and purple to give it a bruised effect. And then I just took a paintbrush with some of my thicker blood and filled in the scarring part, the indented part. Now, the reason I use a thicker blood on this is because it dries and it actually looks like dried blood. And now I'm taking my liquid kind. You have to be very careful with this if you're not using a kind that's technically safe for your eye, and you just dab it on. I only put it on the lower part because putting it on the upper part would be too much. I also took it with a bit of Kleenex and kind of dabbed it over the scar. Gave it a more bloody effect.